speak a bit about security and what's happening right now in general. And Atish, you mentioned about TCP/IP. And before we started this conversation, Emmett, you mentioned about TCP wasn't designed to be secure in the beginning. But if I think about this, SMTP wasn't designed to be secure. DNS wasn't designed to be secure. ChatGPT wasn't designed to be secure. And from a perspective of controlling what we're putting there and the rights, who has it. And there's probably gazillions of other ideas. Zoom, in the beginning, there was no passwords on way to connect, like easier way to connect. A lot of the time, we design something for convenience, and then we figure out how to make it secure. But on the flip side, we are going and telling the entire LinkedIn how we want everything to be secure by design. So is this conflict with one another? Because sometimes the innovation happening so fast, we forget to secure it, or there is a way to the security layer right at the beginning?
I know he's the best person to answer this. The one thing that I want to separate is applications versus the network. Applications can later on be modified, but the transport underneath which it works, if you alter anything over there, it is not just one application, but everything that is running on it needs to be altered. So TCP/IP is a totally different beast in its own way. I was surprised yesterday. Your listeners today should take a guess of how many lines of code is there in TCP/IP, and I'm going to let him answer it because he did it. So
We did it. It's over 2 million lines of code. This is human code written. This is not machine written code.
2 million lines of code,
Yeah, plus.
and it is still working. You see how many
And
applications?
it was built to have incompatible devices capable of communicating with each other. That's why it's so much, right? It's got to take your IBM machine, your Burroughs machine in those days, your Honeywell machine. All the things that we do, it was interoperability. All the things that we do today that are so interoperable. My watch talks to my phone, which talks to my laptop, which talks to my house, which talks to my car. That's all interoperability.
So in a way, and I'm not trying to steer the conversation, in some cases, compatibility and flexibility will go toward less security. Because if I build something very secure by design, I may kill it in the beginning because it's not going to be compatible and flexible to work for everyone.
That makes sense to me at that time when we were building.
Okay?
A lot has changed since then. We're much smarter about how we build tools and how we do encryption. Encryption was a phrase, but not well used. Now, what am I going back to? I'm going back to the 80s, right? I'm not going back to 2 months ago or a year or two ago. The sophistication levels have changed. Today, I can offer you secure communications, true secure communications that will survive a quantum attack. Couldn't do that in the 80s. We didn't have the tools to do that. We weren't even thinking about that. Our mission was to find a way, simple language, to make the world more productive by having different manufacturers' equipment communicate so that you didn't have to have an all IBM shop or an all Burroughs shop or an all whatever. And that demonstration facility I talked about, that's what that was built to do. It was built to demonstrate how our protocol set, we came up with a product called OpenLink, which was the first interoperability product on the planet, as far as I know. Unless some aliens came with one, but that's a whole different issue. We'll talk about aliens on another discussion.